Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me cool. Check, check. I think my mic sound nice. We gonna see. I ain't gonna be live for too long because as you can see this airport loud as hell. Like airports always are. This microphone ain't cooperating with it. Hold up. Let's try it like that. Y'all let me know if the mic is too loud. Yeah, I went through the checkpoint and everything. I'm sitting right here at the gate. But I got some time though. I made sure I came super early because that's the thing, man. When you're moving around internationally, man, I strongly advise people to show up to the airport super early because sometimes when you're traveling between these different countries, unexpected things come up, which I'm gonna tell you about, and uh, it could put a damper on your plans, your travel plans. Okay, y'all say my sound is cool, cool, but nah. So yeah, I got like a couple hours before my flight leave, like almost exactly 2 hours. So they probably gonna start boarding in about 90 minutes, I'm guessing, or 45 minutes or something like that. I mean, not 45 minutes, 85 minutes, something like that, or 75 minutes, excuse me. Hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half, something like that. But yeah, man, leaving this Colombia, man. But but yeah, so what I was about to say, right? Like I said, um, when you're traveling internationally, man, you wanna you wanna leave plenty of time in advance, especially if like me, it's your first time moving around. So dig this, right? Where's it at? So this is what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm about to fly to Costa Rica, and I'm gonna be in Costa Rica for a day. And tomorrow, I'm gonna fly from Costa Rica back to the States. So, um, this is the thing, though, right? Now, when I flew from Costa Rica to here, Colombia, I was told that I needed a yellow fever vaccination certificate, right? Basically showing proof that I had the yellow fever vaccine. But I ain't putting no bullshit in my body, so I ain't getting no vaccine. So I just, took a chance and came down here. And when I got here, they didn't require me to have the yellow fever vaccine, obviously, because I made it in here. And they didn't require it when I was leaving Costa Rica for me to have the yellow fever vaccination certificate. But today, when I got here to the airport in Medellin, they asked me for the yellow fever vaccination certificate, and I didn't have it, and it was required. So, um, yeah, man, if I didn't figure something out, I was gonna be stuck. I was gonna have to figure out a different route because there's certain countries when you leave Colombia, when you go to certain countries, you need the yellow fever vaccination certificate, right? Because I guess it's a big thing or whatever. They tripping about it. If you don't have it, you can't fly to that country. So I'm sitting there like, damn. So what I start thinking about doing, because I'm leaving here on one airline and then I'm flying to the States on Southwest. So I'm like, damn, I gotta figure out a different country that Southwest flies to so I can reorganize my trip and then fly to that country and then fly from that country to Southwest. So I'm like, damn, what country does this airline go to and Southwest go to besides Costa Rica? Because I obviously can't go there. So I figure out DR, Dominican Republic, right? I figure out that the airline that I'm leaving here on also goes to DR. So but it ain't a flight leaving until Saturday. So I'm like, damn, I'm probably going to have to stay here another 2 days. So this is what I'm planning. My new plan is go to DR on Saturday and then fly from DR back to the States on Sunday. And I would have had to rearrange my flights. Like I would have had to change this airline flight from Costa Rica to DR, change that flight from Costa Rica to DR. Shit loud as hell. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of wrapping my brain around having to do this. So in the midst of me thinking about all this shit, it's a dude in the cut across from the ticket counter. He seen what was going on. He was like hawking. He was hawking the situation. So he seen what was going on. So when I start walking away from the ticket counter, he would come up on me. He like, yo, uh, you need that thing, don't you? You need that certificate, don't you? He seen it in my face. So I'm like, yeah, man. So he like, I can get it for you right now. I say, well, the certificate has to be received at least 10 days in advance before the day of the flight. So I asked him, I say, can you get it? You know what I mean? Like where it's backdated at least 10 days? He said, yeah. Now I'm skeptical, right? Because I'm in a different country and, people be scheming all over the world. America ain't the only place people be scheming. And I don't know this dude and I'm not from this country. So if he get over on me, I ain't got no recourse. You know what I mean? I just got to chalk that one up. So he's saying he could get this thing for me, right? And I'm like, damn, what's the ticket on it? This man say $180. I say, ooh wee. Man, I ain't trying to get this man no $180 on a hope and a prayer. So I call a few of my peoples I know been down here before, see if they, ever knew of anybody that was in that situation that did what I was thinking about doing. They say, nah. So he ain't got no reviews, man. Paul Hightower said, gotta check his reviews. He ain't got no damn reviews, you know what I mean? He ain't on Yelp or Google or nothing like that, you know what I mean? He just a dude at the airport getting his hustle on. So I called my peoples. They like, man, I don't know nothing about that. I can't really tell you if it's a good idea or not. So these is my options. Take a chance with this dude to get this certificate so I can leave today, or go through all the trouble, catch an Uber back to the city, get a hotel for 2 days, see if I can reschedule my flight. Got to pay flight differences if the price is different. I got to do all that shit. So I say, fuck it, man. And I take a chance on dude. I give him my passport information, and he come back with the document like in a few minutes. He come right back, and I say, look, dude, let's do it like this. I say, let's do it like this. Um, I give you half of the money right now, and then when they give me my boarding pass and everything, I'll give you the other half. He say, cool. So I do it. You know what I mean? I give him half of the money. I go do the little check-in thing. Everything's smooth. And I give him the other half of the money, and here we are. You dig? So yeah, man, it worked out cool, man. But that's why I say, when you're traveling internationally, it's good to come super duper early. I got here like I got here like 5.5 hours early. You know what I mean? And it's good that I did because I had time to figure that shit out and still make it on my flight. You know what I mean? So, some unexpected shit came up. I was able to maneuver past it, and it's all good. You dig? Right. Shouts out to him for handling his business. He really saved the pimp today. You know what I mean? Because I would have hated that if I had to reschedule my flight from here to DR and then reschedule my Costa Rica flight from DR to the States. Like that would have been a whole lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? And everything is cool. Like I paid for my bags in advance for this flight and that flight, so I'm like everything is set up. You know what I mean? So I really didn't want to have to do all that, and I'm glad I don't. Freeze been on tropical fruits diet. Nah, I just been on them salads, super tough. You know what I mean? Then that man was out there about a month. Nah, I've been in Colombia for 2 months. I've been gone from the United States a little bit over 3 months because I left the States at the end of August, the last week of August. I left the States and was in Costa Rica for a month. Been here for 2 months. Look thinner, man. Yeah, pimp, face looking all lean and shit. You know what I mean? You dig? Yeah, man. Would you ever be an expat or not? Yeah, I could live here. I like it here. I could definitely live here. Um, I could live in Costa Rica too. I love it there too. But if I had to choose, I probably would rather live here. I just like it here. You know what I mean? I like, I like. It's just a lot of stuff that I like about living here or being here. You know what I mean? Reading these comments. Did you lose weight? Yeah, I know I lost some weight. I don't know how much weight I done lost, but more so than weight, I've lost fat. So I'm a whole lot lean. I know my face you can obviously see it in my face. That's one thing about me. When I gain weight or lose weight, the two places that you could notice it first is my stomach and my face. So yeah, nah, but um, I wasn't really on no mission to lose weight. My thing was really to burn fat. Right, touch your neighbor and say, where there's game, there's a way. Yeah. And see, just stuff like that, right? Stuff like what I just explained to y'all, right? If I was in that situation in the US, I'd have been asked out. I wouldn't have been going nowhere today. That's what I love about other places like but yeah, that's what I love about being in these other places, right? Because like all the bureaucracy that you have to deal with in the States, you don't have to deal with that in other places, man. Like all the red tape to just do the simplest shit, you know, You don't have to deal with that. And what I love about here, which I'm sure is the case in many other countries, cash is still king. You know what I mean? Like in the U.S., you can have all the cash in the world, but if you don't have certain things set up, you can't do nothing, even if you got all the cash in the world. But here, that cash gonna talk for you. Cash gonna speak for you. Cash gonna get shit done. For real, for real. So, when you're not eating that food in the States, you can't help but lose weight. But yeah, it ain't so much the eating because the amount of food that I've been eating since I've been here has pretty much been the same as when I was bigger. The difference is the walking. I've been walking 10,000 steps a day. That's been the difference. You know what I mean? So, uh, like I said, that's why I know I've been burning that fat. That's to the game freeze. Been watching USN since I was 20. I'm 29 now. Oh man, Mr. Eyeball, you've been around a long time. Yeah, man, you've been around since I first got on YouTube. I don't know if you was around before I got on YouTube when it was just when Sinful just had his channel and I used to go on his shit sometimes. That's what made me even get on YouTube. For a lot of y'all have heard me tell the story before, but initially it was just Sinful on YouTube. The Sinful When Sinful first got on YouTube, he wasn't even really talking about the game. He started his YouTube channel so he could like do his best to minister to the youth of Chicago because that's his city and like he wanted to talk some sense into the youngsters out there as much as he could, right? So that's why Sinful got on YouTube. But as he continued, people from the game start getting hip to his channel and shit. So that created demand for him to talk about the game. So that's what made his channel start building even more. And then um, he would have me on his channel periodically. You know what I mean? Time to time, Simple would have me on his channel, and that created a demand for me. Because whenever he would have me on his channel, people would be like, "Man, what's Freeze's channel? What's how we find Freeze's channel?" And I didn't have no channel at the time. So the more and more people kept asking about my channel, then finally I created a channel. Now it's in 2016, so you've been around 9 years, Mr. Eyeball. You was around when I first got on YouTube 9 years ago. Because Simple got on YouTube 2015. I got on YouTube 2016. So Freeze 10K a day is all you need to lose weight. Um, yeah, you could say that, but see, like I said, like me, my thing wasn't necessarily to lose weight. I was just focused on burning fat, which I've definitely burned a lot of fat. Um, when I first left the States, my waist, and that was like I said, like a little bit over three months ago. So I want to say about 13 weeks ago. Like 3 months and a week is when I left the States. When I left the States, I had a 36 and a half inch waist. That's what my waist was. And I wasn't feeling that. You know what I mean? I, I like having a smaller waist with some muscle mass. So, like I said, I had a 36 and a half inch waist when I left the States. Now, I have a 32-inch waist. Stomach flat. You dig? It ain't where I want it to be. I'm still gonna keep going. My goal is to get down to that 30, but I'm gonna slow it down though. I ain't trying to like burn fat as drastically as I have. Like I'm in a cool spot right now, so I'm not like on a super like rapid binge to burn fat like I was. Even though I wasn't even thinking about it. Like I mean, I wanted to burn fat, but I didn't think it was gonna burn as fast as it did. But like I said, the past 2 months since I was in Costa Rica, I've been eating one meal a day, and that made a big difference too. The combination of one meal a day. I'm not sure what my BMI is, but when I left the States, my BMI was probably like 30.5, 31, something like that. But right now, no, I probably wasn't even that. It's probably maybe, when I left the States, my BMI was probably like 30. But right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 28, 29. I don't know how much I weigh. I haven't weighed myself since I've been in Colombia. I don't know why, but the gyms out here don't be having a scale in them. I done been to like 10 different gyms out here, and they don't be having a scale. And I don't know why that is. But so I haven't weighed myself since I was in Costa Rica. And the last time I weighed myself, I was 202 pounds. And it's crazy to think. Like, I know I'm probably like 190 something right now. Man, I ain't been under 200 pounds. Shit, it's been a long time. Probably a good 10 years, maybe longer, since I've been under 200 pounds. Been over 200 pounds for a long time. But yeah, I'm probably like 190 something right now. As if I was to take a guess. But now that I've burned fat and I'm in a cool spot, now I'm gonna start putting some more muscle mass on. So I'm gonna gain some weight, but it's gonna be muscle. So the mission is to stay lean, put some muscle on. I'm gonna take my time. I ain't gonna try to hurry up and get big again and all that type of shit. I mean, I ain't small, but I ain't as big as I was. But I ain't like super in a hurry. I'm gonna take my time, gradually put my muscle mass back up there where I want it to be, but stay lean at the same time. Keep the small waist, flat stomach. That spring and summer of 26 will indeed be beautiful after this cut. For real, Bill. You already know. For sure. Hell yeah. Bro, you weigh 172 pounds. I know I ain't that small. Trap pound 296. You funny as hell. But good looking though. Nah, I know I ain't that small. Now 172, and I ain't shit. I ain't been that small in probably 20 years. Almost 20 years. It's been a long time since I've been that small. Pip ain't been that small in forever. How you gonna do the P increase your macros, fat, protein? Um, I might increase my protein a little bit, uh, but I'm gonna still keep it low carb. And so this is what I was gonna say, right? Glad you said that because you made me remember what I was gonna say a few minutes ago. So check this out. Now, like I said, the past 2 months I've been eating one meal a day, but I've been eating the same amount of food. Before that, for the past 3 years, I've been eating 2 meals a day, roughly about every 12 hours. So if I eat at, like, hypothetically speaking, the way I was doing it before, if I eat at 8 in the morning, I'll eat at 8 in the evening. I eat every 12 hours. And I wasn't really doing much cardio. I wasn't walking a lot. And and I'm glad I got into the walking thing again because I was probably walking like 3,000 steps a day, which ain't shit. And that's not healthy either. Like, but um, what I started doing when I started the one meal a day, I basically eat the same amount of food. I just put it all into one meal. So the same amount of food that I was eating twice a day, I now eat once a day. So what I was doing before, I put a salad together, big ass salad. Y'all have seen my salad, and I put a pound of ground chicken in there. But now, what I've been doing with the one meal a day, I make a super duper big ass salad, and I put 2 pounds of ground chicken in one salad. And so that right there, basically going longer between meals, is what helped me burn this fat like drastically. Of course, the walking did too. Implementing the 10,000 steps a day. But I believe the bigger determining factor in me burning all this fat is the one meal a day. Because y'all seen when my leg got messed up, right? I had stitches in my leg for a week. I wasn't working out. I wasn't walking because my leg was fucked up. And even during that time, I still was burning fat, like crazy because of the one meal a day. You know what I mean? And if you do your research on eating one meal a day, you'll understand why somebody like me or anybody will burn fat because it puts you in the fat burning mode when you go that long between basically 24 or like 23 hours between meals because that big ass salad that I'm talking about, it usually takes me between 40 and 60 minutes to eat that salad. You know, it usually take me like let's just say an hour. It usually take me about an hour to eat my salad. So that means I'm going 23 hours between meals. You know, I was in ROTC for 4 years. When you come from the walking and running, it's just natural for me. It just becomes natural for me. Yeah, for real. But yeah, like I said, um, that's a big difference for me. And what's your height? I'm 5'10". Glad all is well, Freeze. Glad you had a safe trip slash vacation and on your way back home, P. For sure. That's like intermittent fasting with a keto for diet. uh, Profit, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Intermittent fasting, and it's kind of like a keto thing because it's for sure low carb. Like I said, I don't eat no bread, no rice, no tortillas, no muffins, no pastries, no cookies, no none of that shit. Anything remotely close to bread, I don't eat. I ain't even been eating potatoes or none of that type of shit. No starches, no, my carbs come from my vegetables, which most vegetables don't really have a lot of carbs, and so low carb. Jack Frost, man, what's going on with you, man? You making some off the wall comments, man. What's up with this blink twice shit, man? What's wrong with you, man? Go chill out, man. I'm cool, man. I don't need to do all that. And don't call me twin, man. We not twins. I don't do the twin shit like calling my homeboy twin. That's for the bras, man. Let the bras call each other twin, man. Y'all dudes, man, stop calling your homeboy twin or somebody that you cool with or somebody that you admire. Stop calling each other twin, man. That's for the bras, man. Let the bras do that, man. Let them have that shit, man. Don't try to take everything from the bras, man. Y'all already done took It's Giving. You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to let the bras have that too, but y'all be wearing that shit out now. It's giving wooty wooty woo. It's giving da 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 da. Like y'all need to stop saying that shit too, man. Don't ever call me twin because I don't have a twin. You know what I mean? My mama is my twin, and my daughter is my twin. They look just like me. I look just like my mama. My daughter look just like me. Those is my twins, and I got a cousin. Yeah, I got a cousin that I call twin because she looked just like my little cousin, Tiffany. That's my twin. That's the only person I call twin is my little cousin because me and her look just alike. But that's family though. You know what I mean? Basically, what I'm saying is I got family members that look like me, and I got a cousin in particular that we call each other twin because we look just alike. But nah, man, I'm not your twin, man. Don't call me that no more, man. And don't call no other man twin. Don't call nobody twin, man. Just leave that shit alone, man. Don't call nobody twin, man. And stop saying it's giving. Because if you calling me twin, I'm pretty sure that you done said it's giving within the past 24 hours. You know what I mean? You done said it's giving hot girl summer or some shit like that. You know what I mean? You done said that the past 24 hours, man. Don't say that no more. You know what I mean? It's giving fierce. You know what I mean? Don't talk like that no more, man. Like ain't nothing fierce, ain't nothing hot girl summer, man. Don't leave that shit alone, man. Let the bras have that, man. Don't try to take everything from them, man. You know what I mean? Let them have something. Let them have something, man. And that's what you need to let them have. Don't call nobody twin no more, man. Not your twin. Even though I don't really like that, I'd rather you call me Unc. You know what I mean? Or OG or something like that. You know what I mean? At least that's masculine. You know what I mean? But I'm not your twin though, man. Don't do that. You can call me Unc, even though I don't really care for that. I'll take that. I'll accept that. You know what I mean? Because you know, you call me Unc, that's cool. You know what I mean? You call me OG, big bro. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's cool. Twin, nah, man. We not twins, man. And don't call nobody in the chat twin, because y'all, you recognize people you've been following. Both of y'all been on the channel for years and shit like that. Don't call nobody in the chat twin. We not doing that over here, man. We nipping shit in the bud. Big twin, nah. Coach X, nah. He can't call me big twin. None of that. You know what I mean? I'm not big twin. I'm not little twin. I'm not no twin. You know what I mean? Man, I swear, man, y'all won't let the bras have nothing, man. You know what I mean? Bobby seeing dudes doing that shit on social media, man. I just be like, why y'all, man? Like, god damn. But see, that's why I get on here and talk shit because, you know, a lot of y'all need course correcting. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all need somebody like myself, an older veteran man, just a veteran man, a veteran at being a man. You need somebody to course correct. You need somebody, sometimes y'all veer off track a little bit, and you need somebody to get you back on track. You know what I mean? Right, T. Yeah, for real, Joe Blast. You already know, man. T was the T, and he always got all the tea and all that shit. Like, nah, man, we don't spill tea over here. You know what I mean? Nah, we not doing that. Right. For real. For real. Real shit. Put a tux and bow tie on that lingo. Right. Put that shit in a box and bury that shit. You know what I mean? let that go. What part of Colombia are you in? I'm in Medellin. Medellin. Dave from the Better say I hate that unk shit. Yeah, man, I don't really like that shit too, neither, man. But before I be somebody's twin, especially a man, I don't even want no broad calling me twin. I don't want nobody. Like I said, it's only one person on the planet that called me twin. That's my cousin, because she looked just like me. It's my little cousin. She looked just like me. You know what I mean? Her dad and my mom was twins, so that's why we look so much alike. But and my cousin Daryl. You know, Daryl is her big brother, which is like my brother. You know what I mean? He like the dark. He like my dark skinned twin, because he darker than me, but we look just alike too. But but you know, like basically family. You know what I mean? Bloodline. You know, there was people that could get away with calling me twin, but yeah, man. Right, like yeah, and that's it. Got to be some real. It got to be some real family for real. You know what I mean? Twin, gang, zaddy, all the same. Yeah, that gang shit. I get tired of hearing that shit too. For real, gang. No, gang. I'm just saying, gang. Hey, gang, what's up, gang? Yeah, like, and it killed me because people in the game be saying that shit. People in the game be saying gang all the time. Like, that's another thing. I'm not part of nobody's gang. I'm like, oh man, Willie Manchester on South Central. I don't know no aces, no deuces. I don't know none of that shit, you know what I mean? So I ain't part of nobody's gang, you know? Yeah, and that Zaddy shit, man. Hey, don't let no broad call you Zaddy, man. I'm checking the broad. If she called me Zaddy, I'm checking that shit immediately at the door. We not letting none of that shit slide. You know what I mean? Even if it's a woman calling a man Zaddy, that shit ain't cool. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that Zaddy shit, as far as I'm concerned, that's for men that like men. You know what I mean? If you're a man and you want to call your man Zaddy, that's who that's for. You know what I mean? But I ain't letting no broad call me Zaddy. I'm cool on all that shit, man. All that funny ass language, I'm cool. What about beloved? That's New York ish. Now, beloved is cool. Beloved is cool. Um, I don't know if New York still do that too, but Like, what's up, love? To me, that's the same thing. What's up, beloved? And on the West Coast, we say love one. It's the same thing. But that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't got no funny business attached to it. But all that zaddy and twin and gang and all that, I don't like none of that shit. None of that shit is cool. The thing is, player, you consuming real food, OT helps. Yeah, and that's the thing out here too. I know that for sure. Like the quality of the food, and that's one thing man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's one thing I don't look forward to going back home is because I really appreciate the food out here, man. Like the produce, like the groceries. You know what I mean? The vegetables. They smell different. They taste different. They go bad if you don't eat them right away. I like food like that. I like food that if you don't eat it in like 3 days, it's gonna go bad. You gotta throw that shit away. That's the kind of food that I like. I don't like shit that could sit in the fridge for 2 weeks or longer and it don't go bad. Or it could sit on the counter on the shelf and it don't go bad. Like I don't like that type of shit. Real raw food. You know what I mean? That's that's one thing I don't look forward to about leaving here, man. That's why Pimp need to stop playing. I need to go get my own farm, man. I need to get me a big ass farm, for real. If I had me a farm, I'd be the happiest person on earth. If I just had a farm where I could just eat unlimited produce, oh man, I'd be the happiest person on the planet. For real. Detroit cats be saying my baby to men. Who else be saying my baby? It's some other people that be saying my baby too. Fuck. I can't remember. I be moving around so much, man. Cross country. I can't remember. But some other people that say my baby too. That's a little different, but I mean, I guess that's probably like they same way, like how we say, like we was just talking about how West Coast we say loved one, East Coast say love or beloved. My baby is probably like the same thing over there. Trap Pound. Now I'm coming back to the States. I'll be back in the States tomorrow. Like I said earlier, for those who wasn't here, I'm on my way to Costa Rica right now, and tomorrow I'll be leaving Costa Rica and heading back to the States. Oh, that's definitely a Detroit thing. I'm from there and never will say that. I done heard some other people say that too, man. I just can't remember who or from where they was. But oh, what's funny? I'm remembering where I used to hear that shit from now. That is a Detroit thing, cause what's that fool's name, man? Uh, for those of y'all that used to be on Dino Lives like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or even longer ago than that, like 3, 4 years ago, what's that dude name? The little crazy dude from Detroit that used to be on Dinosaur Live. Fuck. His name is on the tip of my tongue, man. But he used to say my baby all the time. Damn, I can't remember dude's name, man. I think his name start with a B too. Like, damn, I can't remember his damn name. Those avocados in Mexico are so good. I eat them straight with a damn spoon. They're the size of baseballs. Yeah, they got them avocados out here too, and I do the same shit. I put them in my salad, but I could just I love avocados though. I'm the same way. I could eat an avocado just by itself, a whole avocado, just tear that shit up. But yeah, I do the avocados too in my salad, man. That's my fat. That's my good fat. I get my fat from the avocados, and then I put some avocado oil